today setting up a winter campsite, and I had a subscriber ask me if I would do a little walk around with the camping trailer and tell them how I came up with it, and I thought that's a pretty good idea. It's very simple to do, and it's just adding one piece at a time that worked out to build this camper. You cannot miss the CVT insignia on the rooftop tent that's mounted on my camping trailer. It has been very reliable. It has lasted since 2014, and it is just in great shape. I just have no complaints about my CVT tent, but that is not the whole of my camping trailer. This trailer is a carry-on trailer from the Carry-On Trailer Corporation. I made a couple modifications to it for the purpose of my camping trailer, which was to remove one front support, which probably was a mistake, and then I changed it from a 4x6 trailer into a 4x5 trailer so that I would not overload the back end of the trailer. From this angle you can see the storage boxes, the propane tank, and the spare tire that have been added on. And from this angle you can see that the supports provide a 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot high free storage area where you can arrange things however you want inside. Rather than get that framing from a steel shop that holds the rooftop tent and creates the storage area underneath, I went to a website called Compact Camping Concepts, and I simply typed in the dimensions of what I needed, and they built that frame for me. It was very simple to just drill some holes to go through the cross members of that support and attach the rooftop tent. Compact Camping Concepts even included some little plugs for those little 1x1 supports, and it was made of really good quality and very strong. I took the extra taillight wiring and just wired it up through the 1x1 square tubing, and there's the taillights. The trailer itself is made of 1.5 inch L framing, pretty solid and sturdy, and you can see that the height of the cross beam support comes right up to the top of the box. That's how I measured it and sent it off to the Compact Camping Concepts, and those storage boxes come in real handy. I'll tell you later how I have them organized, but this one is basically for my kitchen right next to the propane, and provides a great little way to be organized. It's not super organized, but I know where everything's at in it. While the side box is for the kitchen, there is a front box that is the exact same width as the L supports on the side, and I did remove one of the L supports in order to install the box, and I'll be honest with you, it weakened the trailer, and I did some other things to try to reinforce that by putting some other L beams bolted inside of that. You can see the bend and the rust there. Wouldn't do that again if I was to do it over, but I believe I have it fixed now. It's not going to do that again. But you can see my storage box in the front. I call that my fun box. It's got a solar panel on top. It's got a little battery inside, fishing equipment, hiking poles, and then some tools for different things. And it's a nice space. The gray little rectangular box has a charge controller and a power wheelchair battery in it, and that powers the lights inside the CVT tent. I'm not going to take it off, but I would have probably done it a different way. Now you can get little lithium LED lights really cheaply. The storage box on this side, I call it my rescue box. I keep all my tools in there, inner tubes for my mountain bikes. If anything goes wrong, it's in there. A air pump, extra tarp, hammer. The only thing I use with any frequency in there would be my shower. I keep an extra tire pump in there, extra batteries, tent pegs, and all kinds of miscellaneous tools that are associated with the trailer. None of the items I've installed on this trailer are particularly expensive, but they are very utilitarian. I can just set up my table right by the kitchen box, right by the propane, set my stove up on the little table, and I'm ready to go. I have a spare tire mounted on the side of the camping trailer, and you can tell it's larger than the tire that comes with the carry-on trailer tire. I chose to use a bigger size to elevate the axle just a little bit. I also chose to do an axle flip, and I did that to get a little bit more height out of the trailer. You can see the axle is below the springs, and I did that so that my departure angle on the back of the trailer would be a little bit better if we were on some uneven terrain. For the tailgate to my storage area, I chose to build it out of basically some more L framing that came from a bed frame. And I took 2 traction boards and bolted them to it to create a little bit more stability, as well as a backstop so things would not come out of the back of the trailer. I do not use my traction boards. In fact, I've never used them. I try not to get myself in trouble in the first place, so I wasn't overly concerned that they were bolted to the framing. They'll come off if I need them. I did install some jack stabilizers on the front and the back of my camping trailer. You can see because of the steepness of the camping pad here and the slope that I did absolutely need to use them. And I have some bubbles that are installed on the front hitch just to get it as close to level as possible. Makes for a little better sleeping surface. I mentioned the propane by the cooking area before. I did install that regular 20-pound propane tank with a Stromberg propane mount, and it just holds it pretty sturdy. Right now, the back of my camping trailer is just wide open for storage. We tend to put non-urgent or less used item towards the front, and then more urgent or definitely shelter-related things towards the back. I've considered putting some kind of organization system in there, but just doesn't seem to be necessary right now. Maybe too much expense for the benefit. There are a couple things I'd like to do to this trailer in the future. One of those is, if you look at the back tires and the axle, I would love to change those out so that I would not have to carry the extra spare. What I'd like to do is try to get some Honda Pilot rims, possibly an adapter, a little bit longer axle to accommodate the width of the Honda tire, and use that on the trailer instead of the original axle. I don't know if that would be too much weight or how the trailer would hold up to the heavier tires and pulling the heavier tires. Have no idea. But that would be a nice thing to do. It would lift up the trailer just a little bit more, and I'd only have to carry one spare. Just carry the Honda spare that is back and underneath. The other thing I'd like to do to this trailer is to raise the rooftop tent up a little bit higher. It would expand my storage underneath. And you can see the support beam on the side right there. I just like to make it just a little bit longer to raise it up. It would do two things. Again, increase the storage amount underneath, and two, the annex that goes on the back of the CVT tent is all crumpled at the bottom. You can see it in my videos because it just doesn't raise up high enough. If I could get another foot out of that, it would make my neck a little bit more comfortable getting in and out of the annex, both as a place that I use to go to the bathroom, to get out of the wind. It's a place where our dog sits out of the wind and sleeps when she goes camping with us, and a little bit more space by raising up those support beams would be great. It creates a little bit of interaction with where then do I attach the side storage. You can see that I will lose that exact height for the top of the support. Well, hey, thanks for joining me for another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. Come back next time, and we're going to take the third row seating out of my Honda Pilot to get that little extra bit of storage space.